For years, if you wanted true, uncompromised workstation power from Apple, you had to make a compromise. You had to choose between the modular setup of the Mac Studio or the sleek, all-in-one simplicity of the standard consumer iMac. But what if that era is officially over? What if Apple is about to drop a machine that completely shatters the boundaries of what an all-in-one computer can do? Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving deep into the massive, late-breaking supply chain leaks surrounding the holy grail of desktop computing, the Apple iMac Pro 2026. If you are a video editor, a 3D rendering artist, a professional software developer, or just someone who refuses to settle for anything less than absolute maximum performance, clear your schedule and listen closely. Because the information leaking out of Cupertino right now changes everything you thought you knew about high-end desktop hardware. Let us start with the elephant in the room, the rumor that has the entire tech world completely paralyzed: the display. Remember when the original iMac Pro was discontinued, and creative professionals were left wishing for a larger, higher-resolution canvas that didn't require buying an ultra-expensive standalone Pro Display XDR? Well, according to deeply connected supply chain sources inside Apple's panel manufacturing partners, the 2026 iMac Pro is coming back with a jaw-dropping 32-inch form factor. But we aren't just talking about a bigger screen size. Leaks point directly to a cutting-edge mini-LED or advanced tandem OLED panel, featuring a blistering 120 Hz promotion refresh rate and peak brightness levels that will completely redefine HDR editing workflows. Imagine scrubbing through raw, uncompressed 8 kg video footage on a massive 32-inch canvas with absolute color accuracy, deep, inky blacks, and zero motion blur. For years, professionals argued that all-in-one computers couldn't handle true reference-grade color work due to thermal throttling and power limitations. Apple's engineering team has reportedly spent the last 3 years completely re-architecting how a giant desktop display handles heat disbursement, allowing this massive panel to sit directly adjacent to raw, unadulterated computing power without a single compromise. Speaking of power, let us talk about what is hiding beneath that sleek, minimalist aluminum chassis. Because this isn't just a stretched-out consumer machine with a colorful stand. This is a Pro machine, which means it demands Pro silicon. According to hardware logs uncovered from early developer testing frameworks, Apple is preparing to unleash configurations featuring the monstrous M5 Max and, in some high-end custom enterprise tiers, the absolute powerhouse M5 Ultra chip. Let that sink in for a moment. An M5 Ultra processor, built on a revolutionary fusion architecture designed from the ground up for intensive, heavy on-device artificial intelligence workloads and complex multi-threaded rendering pipelines, packed neatly behind a 32-inch display. Think about what this means for your daily workflow. When you are processing massive image libraries, compiling millions of lines of code, training local large language models, or rendering complex three-dimensional scenes in real time, you are no longer bottlenecked by thermal limits. Recent architectural leaks indicate that Apple has engineered an entirely new vapor chamber thermal system, complete with hidden, whisper-quiet rear intake and exhaust channels that pull air seamlessly through the stand structure. Under maximum sustained multi-core load, this machine refuses to throttle. It maintains peak clock speeds while remaining completely silent, solving the biggest headache that creative professionals have faced with high-performance desktop setups for decades. Now, let us talk about connectivity, because if you are dropping serious money on a Pro Workstation, you cannot afford to live in a dongle hellscape. Earlier generations of all-in-one computers were notoriously stingy with ports, forcing users to rely on messy desktop hubs. The 2026 iMac Pro leaks show a completely different story. Apple is doubling down on high-speed modular integration, outfitting the rear chassis with a row of multiple Thunderbolt 5 ports capable of bidirectional data transfers up to a staggering 80 gigabits per second. That means you can daisy-chain multiple external 6 kg or 8 key log RAM reference displays, hook up blistering fast external RAID storage arrays, and transfer terabytes of footage in mere minutes, all while powering the machine through a single, heavy-duty braided power cord. Alongside Thunderbolt 5, leaks indicate the return of a high-speed SD express card slot and a built-in 10 gigabit Ethernet port, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Apple designed this machine specifically for enterprise environments, professional production studios, and high-end media editing houses that demand wired, zero-latency network speeds. Of course, we have to address the elephant in the room: who is this machine actually for, and how does it stack up against the current modular ecosystem? For the past few years, the reigning champions of Apple's desktop lineup have been the Mac Studio paired with a studio display. It is a fantastic modular setup, but it comes with a major downside: cable clutter. Power cords, Thunderbolt cables, display wires, and accessory leads, turning your pristine desk setup into a tangled mess of modern technology. The iMac Pro completely eliminates that chaos. You get a single, unified, breathtakingly clean workstation that looks like a piece of modern art sitting on your desk, while packing performance that matches or even exceeds the standalone desktop towers due to shortened board traces and hyper-optimized unified memory bandwidth. Speaking of unified memory, leaks suggest this machine will support configurations scaling all the way up to massive amounts of high-bandwidth memory, ensuring that even the most memory-hungry AI models and massive video timelines run entirely locally without missing a single frame. Let us talk about the release timeline and the one thing everyone is whispering about in the supply chain corridors: the price tag. Industry insiders point toward an official unveiling late in the year, perfectly timed to capture the holiday and enterprise budget cycles. But let us be completely honest with each other: Apple is not going to position this machine as a budget-friendly option. Given the massive cost of advanced semiconductor manufacturing, global high-bandwidth memory pricing pressures, and the sheer engineering feat of building a 32-inch high-refresh rate Pro panel with M5 Ultra internals, this is guaranteed to be the most expensive all-in-one computer Apple has ever manufactured. We are looking at a starting price that will easily clear the multi-$1,000 threshold, with fully maxed-out enterprise configurations pushing deep into serious professional territory. But ask yourself this: if you are a working professional whose entire livelihood depends on render times, color grading precision, and system stability, time is money. If this machine saves you hours of rendering every single week and completely streamlines your studio environment, the return on investment is undeniable.